Nobody likes onions. The show everyone loves to hate.
Goddamn Tuesday. Happy Ty Tuesdays right here on the Nobody Likes Onions show. You've made it. You're tuned in. Believe it or not, we are streaming to 2 platforms currently. Facebook, welcome. Twitch, welcome. We're doing it. The connection's working. We're not being DDoSed to shit. We're recording. Everything's going great. I feel like the numbers are good. You know, I'm seeing the CPU usage. I'm seeing the FPS. We're feeling great. Mount on. I feel like our electrolytes are high and we've all got the antidote. 323-825. Don't call this show. We have plenty to talk about today, and giving out the phone number, that was a big fake that I just did. It's one of my bets. Welcome to the show. It's Tie Tuesday. We're ready to tie one on. No matter how hard we go before, we come back and we tie again. Harder and harder, faster and faster, stronger and stronger. Because we are New York tough. Welcome to the show. If it's your first time, I'm sorry. If you're watching on Facebook, I don't have the comments and stuff for that pulled up. We are a Twitch family here. We've had a problem with Twitch lately, and we're getting a lot of attacks trying to bring our stream down. So we're simulcasting today on Facebook and Twitch. Let's see how it works. But if there is a problem, go back and forth between the two. Hopefully one will work. I was in a good mood today because I've been waiting. Oh, my God, have I been waiting for weeks for Apple to announce these new iMacs. And this morning, they announced the new iMacs. And I am ordering the top of the line, the creme de la creme, the i9 10-core behemoth machine. I want it. I need it. I have to get it. It's going to be expensive, but I need it. I need it so badly. I want it so badly. And I just had to mail off my my MacBook Pro 3 days before the Apple Care expires on it. I have to mail this thing off for battery repairs. So, you know, a little bittersweet, but I do want to get that. And I did hit up our Facebook group. And if anybody out there is an Apple employee, if we have anybody who works at like an Apple store, I don't care if you work on goddamn soldering the chips. I don't care if you're a little tiny Asian girl on your break over in Peng. You usually are just in charge of building 5,000 phones a day so your family can make enough money to eat. I will double your annual pay if you can hook me up. Apple employees get, I think, 25% off a machine once a year. 25% on this machine would be like you know what I mean? Would be like $800. So it's worth getting that kind of a discount. Here's somebody who says, you're insane if you get a new iMac now. I disagree strongly. You know, I don't know. Here's the thing. These processors in the Macs, these Intel processors, I think it'll be the last generation probably that they put into this iteration of the iMac before they go with their new Apple Silicon. And I know this is nerdy, but believe me, baby, we got to get those nipples moistened before we get into all the hardcore. You can't just stick it in, okay? And I got other things on my mind. You know, my life doesn't revolve around Ty, okay? We have other things that we like to do. I'll tell you this. I I don't think it's a mistake to buy. First of all, here's the thing. I think they will completely redesign the iMac when they do the Apple Silicon later this year or early next year. But this is a proven design. Look, I don't want the first generation of Apple stuff. There's always some fucking issue, even though it's not a giant issue always. There's always some fucking issue with the keyboard or the iMac overheating, et cetera, et cetera. So I like that this design I think is 6 to 12 years old. I don't remember, but they've got these iMacs down, and they'll support them, I think, for long enough. What am I going to use this thing for? 3 years? How long are you going to have an iMac? Don't be one of these people who has like a 2013 iMac on your desk in 2020. It's embarrassing. Even though my Mac Mini that I'm working on now is 2014. But I think that's so cringe. I'm telling you, I tried to open up 5 tabs in Chrome, and I'm not exaggerating. Half an hour sometimes if it's booting up other stuff. So it's embarrassing. And these are like these back when they thought like Core 2 Duo was like a dope processor. They've got 2 cores. So I'm going to have 10 cores. I'm putting at least 64 gigs of RAM in this thing, probably more. You get the iMac, you can do it yourself. I'll put 128 in this thing. It'll scream. It'll cost $500 total. You can hook 2 other monitors up to it. You get a little dock for it. You hook up it's all SSD now. It's the 5K. I want it, and I've been waiting for it. And they've come out with it. I'm doing this over building a Hackintosh because I just think it'll be nice to have the package, the all-in-one package. But I don't think have fun with the thick bezels. I don't know the problem. I don't know whose life is being ruined by bezels. And I would argue that you need to reevaluate. You're up there with the same people who are letting masks control them and their thoughts. Bezels. Yeah, I don't. Whatever, I will enjoy the bezels. You know what bezels are good for? Post-it notes with your password. Ask any of my friends. Right, Cheryl? Wink. So I'm in a relatively good mood. I think my depression is coming around full circle. I think I've resigned to really learn to be more accepting of other people's absolute retardation. While at the same time never being more angry and upset with them. But maybe in private. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch this hour interview with the president everyone's talking about today. I hear it's gold. So maybe I'll, get some popcorn going and we'll have a nice time. I don't know. Let's see. But, I guess what I'm saying is I think there's no fixing anything going on in the world today. And I think it is a mental illness to think that you can. And even if another level of mental illness to take to social media, particularly Facebook. I think Facebook is probably the most toxic thing of our time. I don't know what happened, but Facebook broke a lot of otherwise smart people. And this is where I guess I'll get into my first names of the day. I don't know if I even want to name this guy's name. This is a Vegas comedian who, before I even start this, I've never talked about on this show, but before I even start this, I want this to be very clear. I'm not even bringing this up out of disrespect to the situation. But I think it's a perfect example of kind of what's going on right now. So I'm going to talk about it. Jacob is in a home for young girls. Okay, so there's a comedian. Let's say his name is Bob. Okay? And I guess now look, I've met this guy a few times. We've had conversations. I think he's funny. He's a super nice dude. Seems reasonable, even keeled, normal. I would trust him around my baby or my son's baby. Jacinda. But so I guess this comedian, and I think comedians in Vegas will know, and it's not a big deal. This comedian has a son, I guess, who is sick and in the hospital recently, maybe this past weekend, I guess. And there was a bit of an episode happened on Facebook. Now, I like this guy. His wife, I think I've met, or his girlfriend. I'm not sure, so I don't want to get this part wrong, and it's not important. I'm pretty sure it's his wife. Either way, they have a kid together. They're on Facebook posting about, their kid in the hospital, and one of them says, "Oh, I can't." Bob says, "I can't." Bob Bradley? No. Bob says, "I can't go in to see my son who's in the hospital right now because of COVID-19. I don't think he's in there for COVID-19, but I don't know if they were sure. Either way, because he's in the hospital, I think they have to test him because he has a fever, his kid. And so they were testing him. So I think the mother was with the kid. The father couldn't see the kid until the test cleared. That's just protocol for this disease and for hospitals and clean rooms and exposure, et cetera, et cetera. But he comes online and he posts fuck you idiots, because of you not wearing masks and your conspiracy theories, I can't see my son. And oh God, that fucking sucked right there. No, thank you for the follow. Like us, follow us, subscribe on the old Twitch. We don't talk about it, but we do. Love to get people jizzing emotes all over the screen like that. So he posts this thing fuck you. It's because of you people can't follow instructions that I can't see my son in the hospital while he goes through this tremendous pain. And, of course, fine. I always this is the same look, and again, nothing against this guy or anything, but I always am I don't know why people look, I'm not into it and I don't have kids, so chalk it up to that if you have to. I don't this is by no means meant as an insult to any of Earth's humans, because I know that I'm in the minority when it comes to this. But I don't like the oversharing stuff. I don't like the hey, was just in a car accident. I'm in a hospital waiting on a CT scan on my back. It's what? What? My daughter just got hit by a car. We're waiting for her x-rays. They're cutting her open right now. It's why are you on the phone? Are you okay? I just I never got that aspect of if there's any... and believe me, I have family members who do this, and it's so cringe to me. But, I also understand that a lot of people have family that they give a fuck about. I don't. Who are on their Facebook, and maybe that's the quickest way to update them. I don't know. I would have a personal... I don't like the posting pictures of kids on Facebook either, so that's a little bit part of it, I think. I don't know. I think it's weird to post pictures of your child on Facebook, but that's just me. And again... I don't have kids, and you have the right to do whatever you want. So this isn't meant as some crazy slam, and that's not the point of where I'm going with this. By the way, vote for Landry. city council. He's over there in District 4, Tulsa, getting it done for you. What has the other guy done for you? Not Landry. What has he done? Nothing. Vote Landry. Keep it real. Landry 2012. You know the slogan?
Smoke weed every day.
Got him. So, of course, this is a loaded, this is also, a fishing lure for idiots. Like, whenever you post something like this, it is absolutely incendiary. You are setting out some bait, and people know that. So whatever. So somebody comes along, I guess, and they post, how is the people's fault? This has been this way since the beginning of this outbreak. And by the way, this guy's right, I think. I think that's just protocol. Like when somebody's sick in the hospital, nobody can go visit them because they're trying to just limit exposure. So on one hand, I also see Bob's fault because he's like, well, this would have all been settled down and things would have been closer to back to normal. Maybe hospitals would have, better protocols, more normal protocols in place had we followed social distancing and mask wearing guidelines better. Maybe by this point, I'd be able to be in a hospital with my son. So I see both points. But anyway, that's where this argument headed. And the guy's like, this isn't people's fault. This is the government's fault for this fucking rule. When actually it's just normal protocol. But it is a little bit of everyone's fault, government and people, whatever. So they start arguing a little bit back and forth about this. And by the way, the guy who started the argument, and not the post, not Bob, the comic, the guy who came on and kind of started the argument was at the end of every message being like, either way, not trying to fight. I hope your son gets better, whatever's wrong with him. I feel like he was being very respectful. Look, you posted this on Facebook, and the only people are going to answer are idiots who like to argue on Facebook. I can't imagine. I'm sorry. This is just me. I find it very, very cringe to write out a paragraph of something you feel on Facebook, as you'll see in a minute when we go over some Ty Rivera stuff, because it all ties together, man. All of this stuff, these are patterns of behavior that people aren't thinking rationally. And this guy, by the way, Bob, is a nice dude, I think a smart dude and a level-headed dude. But Facebook is a distortive power. You know what I mean? This thing has the ability to make smart people or reasonable people spiral out. And I don't know what happened, but before you know it, the argument starts heating up and some personal insults get lobbed. But out of nowhere, this dude's wife comes in, who, again, is, I think, at the hospital at the time with her kid, who's very sick. And she's like, why don't you go fuck yourself? Get the fuck out. Eat a bag of dicks, you pickle dick, shrimp dick, motherfucker. What? You know what I mean? Stuff my grandmother says when she's missed some meds. Scream, whoa. And I don't you know what I mean? Goddamn, if you're filming a special, that's a great way to end it. Then I think the dude put some memes up, you mad bro type stuff. And then it just got crazy. But then the guy blocked him, the guy Bob. And then Bob creates a new post, screenshotting him and where he works and shit. This guy's a piece of shit. And it just it got so fucking heated and so hot so quickly. And it's sure. On the one hand, it's a dude's kid. And I know, I don't have kids, so I can't fathom it. I'm sorry, I can't. I've had friends who are just if you say anything about my daughter, I will pummel your face. And I'm but we're boys. We're friends. I'm kidding completely. Yeah, I know. But if you say it about my kid, I will be, you have these guys in school who you tell them their mom's gay, you know what I mean? Or something dumb. And they're if you say something about my mom, I have to beat your ass. And I'm I don't know your mom. So anything I say about your mom doesn't matter. They can't it's this weird brain. By the way, I'm not saying this guy has that because that's not where it went at all. But I find it very cringe when stuff escalates this quickly, because these two got so mad at each other that they weren't even fighting about what they thought they were fighting about anymore. And also, like, I do think the wife that came in escalated it really, like, you know what I mean? Like, she came in hot. And I'm not saying don't. How could it go any other way? This is a mother and a sick child. And the reason you posted this post is to get likes and well wishes. Let's be honest. I mean, that's how, oxytocin works. But the minute someone goes against that grain, whether like, hey, this isn't the people's fault, or, you know what, fuck Democrats, we would have done it better, like, whatever. Now it's almost like it transcends whatever the argument is. This is now like you attacking my boy. You're attacking my son. And to watch, I don't know, just to watch that go down, I was like, oh, this is why, like, nothing will get done. Nothing, like, this can't get better or go any other goddamn way. This has to devolve. There's no, like, get anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're watching Congress argue during their last few days again, before they go on break, about whether, how to pay people money. It's just like, you are fucked. I argue with somebody the other day, but like, you people waiting on money from the government and help from the government, I feel bad for you. I got lucky that, everyone in my life is dead. Parents died when I was younger. No one is going to get your back. No one's watching out for you. You have to do it yourself. Come up with a hat. I made this one. It says onions, and you can get it at our store, nobodylikesonions.com. Thanks for the follow, man. That means so much to me. Crack baby Jesus. nobodylikesonions.com/store. Visit our website. We've got all kinds of stuff, ways to support the show, not just here on the stream, at Twitch. By the way, if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to Twitch. We ain't fucking with Facebook, okay? It's a backup stream. We're getting it to lure you over. You want to go to nobodylikesonions.com/watch or twitch.tv/nobodylikesonions. But join the overdose, join the subscribing, vote for Landry, get on the stuff. Don't make me tell you guys again. It's all exhausting. But that's where we're at. Like, people can't even. I got a thing with Steve Curran the other night. Like, can you even imagine? What I've realized is you can't do it. Like, this motherfucker to this moment, I believe, is in a corner spinning around going, Patrick's crazy. When he gets it, man, when he comes to, he's going to realize how crazy he was. And then it'll be squashed. It's like, okay. No. I can't even, can you even imagine even beginning to try to have a conversation with someone once you've determined they're nuts? And by the way, when we get into Ty here in a second, I also started peeling back the onion on this guy. Remember this guy who we find out he's like liking all his posts, and the guy who said that I'm not a comic and shit. This was Trevor Trey's Mala. Okay, this guy does a podcast called the Stop Thinking Podcast or something. And which, great name for it. But then you go look on his page and you realize, like, oh, and then a couple people had told me, oh yeah, he believes some wacky shit. Like, somebody told me that he believes some wacky shit, and then somebody's like, oh yeah, he's crazy. Go look at that guy's page before he makes it all private. Holy shit. By the way, he won't make it all private. That's a joke for everybody watching. These guys are never like embarrassed by what they think. Like you can't do, like, what is Trump's now? This other doctor that he had in his pocket, this old lady, Birx. I love this. Like, Fauci was out, and then Birx was still the one to listen to because Birx was saying all the shit he wanted her to say. And then somebody called her out from like the medical community, and she had to finally be like, all right, yeah, this XXX against Trump. And now Trump is like, this fucking old bag. She doesn't know anything. She's out of line. It's like, now there's no doctors. He's like, can you imagine anyone sitting there and going like, no, yeah, Trump's good. Trump's a smart man. It's like, it's not even about what like Trump thinks or believes in or has even done for you as an individual. It's all about like who's getting who better. Like Trump has better zingers and he's zinging Biden left and right. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know what. And by the way, Biden is a disaster. What a mistake you've made. I don't know. If you're not a comic or comedian, what have we been watching for all these years? Yeah, this is Ty Rivera and a guy named Trey's Mala saying this, okay? And I challenge anyone to go look at any of their things and get back to me. And I've talked to 4 or 5 local comedians about Trey's, by the way, and I've heard the same thing. No one thinks you're funny. No one. I've heard people say they've never seen you get a laugh on stage. I don't know. These are secrets. These are secrets whispered to me by comedians. And I don't reveal my sources. And by the way, these secrets are from me. And I spread them out. And you make of them what you will. I'm not saying they're true or they're not. I sure am not at whatever bar you're performing at every night, Trey's, to verify that. So you may fucking crush it. I don't know. I guess the only way to know is if we tally up the number of wings we've each been paid at the end of you. They told us not to laugh that time. What? I don't know what you're talking about or if that's a bit. But I will tell you this. It's funny how much people in this comedy community toe the fuck around each other and simultaneously, while how none of them have anything to fucking be scared of. You know? I don't know what everybody's fucking worried about. And by the way, I'm not a bully, no matter what some comedians in town will tell you. I'm only doing this to Ty now because it's fun. And I've also realized he's a horrible person. And, you know, I don't like it when people use their disabilities, gay, to get farther than they should be, by also stepping on, you know, good straight comics. I'm totally kidding about the gay stuff. But, you know, I'll be damned if I'm going to let Pickle Rick run around town talking mad shit without getting a little blowback on him. And the comics in town who know me, and even like I'm meeting like a couple new comics who started to like follow the Instagram. And by the way, the Instagram's where it at. If you're not watching the Instagram stories, NL Onions on Instagram, that's where we're putting up all this stuff. Yeah, people calling me an internet bully. No. I'm fair. I'm a fair man. I don't go after anyone who doesn't start shit with me. Trey's Mala wants to go on any thread anywhere and call me not a comic. Okay, now we're gonna watch your entire back catalog. Because from what I hear, nothing that's ever come out of your mouth has been good. Secrets. But again, I don't know. I haven't seen. I could give any shits. Fair, more like fun fair, more like funfetti. I don't know. The point of all of this and what I'm saying is I don't believe anyone should run around acting like they're hot shit. And Ty Rivera runs around acting like his hot shit. But I have some inside information. So someone, and this person will go unnamed because I'm not giving up sources because I'm not burning shit. There are a lot of people who are feeding me info. But Ty has asked, what's my deal? And even funnier, what does he want? Like, what does he want? Oh. What do I want? All I want is for you to stop lying about comics and making yourself seem like first of all, don't get me wrong. Half of what this motherfucker does is trolling. I should say what he thinks is trolling. Okay. But I love the idea, and you can see it. Go on his socials. Go on. All he wants is a new iMac, and this will go away. That's right. That's right, Ty. A new iMac shows up at my door. You're Asian. I'm sure you can pull some strings. It's funny because he's not Asian. But I'll tell you this. We go on your social medias this week, and boy, has there been a change of tone. And when I heard this, when I heard he was asking, what does he want? Who is this guy? What does he want? Like, oh, okay. Now we've got his attention a little bit. So say what you will. Look at the difference in tone. Look at the difference in the number of posts. Look at the difference in the way he's presenting things. So yesterday on the story I posted, where's the new podcast, Ty? Where's the new podcast? Little did we know, almost at that exact moment, he was posting up a new podcast. When I say little did we know, here's why. He hasn't tweeted about this podcast. He hasn't Facebooked about this podcast. He hasn't posted about this podcast on Instagram. It still links to his last one in his Instagram bio. He's got all my accounts blocked everywhere. So he's put a podcast up on SoundCloud and not told anybody about it, which is weird, for a guy who doesn't care.
I don't care. My jokes don't go over. I don't care.
But that's where we're at. So I haven't listened to it yet. I'm hoping that he talks about bullies and what he's been through this week. If I'm guessing correctly, he won't. Because this is a guy who's built up a wall around him of sycophants, of yes men, of basic bitches. And look, there are a lot of comics I know, and even comics watching this right now, that like Ty and get along with Ty. Let me tell you something. You're sitting there right now going like, Patrick's pretty funny. I mean, he's got whatever. He's roasting Ty because Ty kind of fucking jabbed him. Look, and that's all this was, by the way. I'll admit that. Ty jabbed me, and now I'm going to ruin my life. Covering this man. No, I'm kidding. We will move on eventually when he dies. But you're watching right now and you're thinking, but I like Ty. I get along with Ty. I have nothing against Ty. So I don't really want, Ty seems like, look, Ty's a bit of a drama queen. We've met gays before, but I like Ty. Let me tell you something. No, you don't. No, you don't. By the way, I can't imagine what everyone is so afraid of this guy for. People act like he's going to hook you up with gigs or take you on the road or do stuff for you. People act like he's respected around town. Let me tell you something. He's respected around town because he's respected around town. Break it down. What has he earned? This guy is fizzling out and he's delusional. Go through his social media. This is a man that needs to be Baker acted immediately. Tie him up. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. This guy is done. It's fucking crazed mania online. And he's got this sick, delusional, self-worth where it's just can we boil down? He was, we have so many things that we're going to pull up here for you today. And I just hope by the end of it, we've made enough of a case to where if you watch this for 17 more hours, you'll get it. You will get it. Okay, so he put a new podcast up here, which we will get to. But first, I want to go to a Josh Denny tie-in here. There was something that was posted by our old pal Josh Denny, and I think it was around the 24th. Now, dear God, I had no idea because I don't follow, Josh, anything he does. Every once in a while, somebody will post a photo. He posted a photo recently of him squatting naked on a toilet. By the way, this motherfucker still lives in an apartment that I lived in 9 years ago. Like, can you imagine? Like, this is like a tiny apartment with no windows. Like, he's living in there for this fucking long now? What is going on? Are you okay? And you have two incomes. I think around the 24th, he posted something which really shocked me. And somebody will have to go back through and look. Oh, I think this is what it was. Ty Rivera posted this, right? Where he says, if you're starved for stand-up, here's a set from just tonight. Now, this set we covered on the last show, which hasn't been put out on the feed yet. It'll go up today. You'll check the feed. It's also on Twitch if you want to watch it, archived, okay? This set, and I'm not going to horseshit you. I'm not fucking around. This isn't to make Ty look bad. This set, he not only filmed and put up on Facebook Live at Chanceless Casino, Chanceless Cantina, a Mexican restaurant he was working at. He's getting 25 or 50 bucks, 100 max, So he's pumping this gig, which I think is Trey's gig. He's pumping this gig. He goes and does this gig. Now, granted, the crowd loves him, but go look at these guys, and then once you realize who's clapping in the room, you're it's whatever it is, and maybe it sounds better than it is because 8 people clapping in an empty echo chamber sounds fucking great. I don't know, but he puts this up fucking live. And then after it's live, he doesn't delete it immediately, which he should have done. He posts up on Twitter and everywhere else. If you're looking for some stand-up, looking for some good stuff, check out this video from tonight. As if anyone wants to fire up, a blurry, poorly exposed video of you on whatever free iPhone they're giving out down at the clinic this week, to watch you in a goddamn Mexican restaurant, while people clank rice and beans with forks, watch you deliver poorly thought out stand-up. And this is like not even good jokes. It's you up there with your arms crossed going, fuck masks. I don't really care for people. Whatever. I'm a gay queen. I fuck multiple dudes on multiple days. That was it. I'm not kidding. I think there was one bit you threw in there at the end, which you called hack. Again, I'm not saying anything that isn't on tape that we can't see, but you thought that was so good you had to post it. And then our friend Josh Denny, which is nuts, because you say what you want about Josh Denny, and I wouldn't stop pissing gasoline on him if he was on fire. But Josh has always been pretty fair with, I've always said this. I think Josh is funny. Josh on this show is funny. We had great times. I think it was some really good podcasts. A lot of people hated Josh. Whatever. Say what you will. I think he made some good shows. And he was always pretty honest when it came to calling out guys like this. Like, this is insane for Josh to, in support of this tweet, go, I severely miss getting to see Ty Rivera around LA. If you haven't seen his stand-up, watch all of this clip. We did. It is filler squared at best. Like, this video could have been edited down to 4 minutes of fool's gold. It's not great. So I don't know what you're talking about. And by the way, this getting to see Ty Rivera around LA, start looking a little bit. Start looking into this guy's gigs, because look at the places this guy is performing, and you got to question, what do you do? Like, this guy doesn't have anything new or innovative. It is this man and his brand of comedy and gay smarminess is like what white people watched to try to not feel guilty like 18 years ago. Like, I know a gay comedian, and guess what? He's pretty funny. It's like, oh, well, then I guess you're not, xenophobic at all. Like, I don't know what everyone's doing. But acting like this guy is good, and acting like this is like just because he's gay. Like, don't get me wrong. If he's funny and deserves it, there are plenty of funny fucking gay comedians. So that's not it at all. But even the gay comedians in town are funnier than him. Like, holy shit. And I know gay comedians in town who like kiss Ty's ass. And it's like, no. Ty had a shot and missed it. He failed to adapt. This guy is on stage performing comedy that's like what a gay comedian would first write when they decide to be a comedian. It's like the most basic gay set. Y'all are isolating. I fucked a bunch of dudes and people are mad at me about that. It's like, no, they ain't. No one has talked to you about it, and no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. And by the way, when you say everyone or people are mad, you mean the idiots who are commenting on Mania that you post? Because that's the only thing I can fucking think of. You know what I mean? You posting some insane thing that you shouldn't have, and then some other insane person. Remember, we talked about the post earlier, this guy, Bob. Like, this guy, not a bad guy, but it's crazy to go on Facebook and not think that this kind of a post isn't going to incite an argument. So, of course, the person who replies is like, not all black people, or whatever it is. Like, because that's what I said. So, we are not intellectually honest anymore. Ty is out of his goddamn gourd. And I do think sometimes we're in such status quo, goose step, follow the leader mentality that at some point we have to shake our head and go, whoa. Like, what are we doing? And one of it is when Ty posts something like Rip Regis Philbin final answer, how about you stop your finger from automatically going up to click like on that, from automatically going up to click the laughing emoji. I know your muscle memory wants to do it, and I know that you want him to see your name and know that you're cool with the gays. Okay? Okay. But let me tell you something. Ty doesn't represent the gays, and the gays don't like Ty. Like, this guy is nothing but a drama queen. Will and Grace for tards. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? But you've got to, like, look, I'm not, by the way, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it because a lot happened this weekend. But one thing that got said to me recently by another comic who's feeding me some stuff was like, what are you going to do when you see him? What? Well, first of all, even though we've done several shows together over the past few years, apparently he's never seen me. So I must be a goddamn ghost and invisible. So I'm not too fucking worried about it. Second of all, what am I going to do when he sees me? I don't know. Blow him into the wind? The same thing I do with every other inconsequential dandelion that comes across my path. I don't know. What am I going to do? I'm probably going to laugh out loud so hard if you want to know the truth. Like, first of all, I'm not scared of him. He is in great shape, as every other photo he takes will tell you. But I also, this guy is, I think, 5'1" in heels. So good luck with that. Come on over to Thunder Mountain. Sun's out, guns out. No, I don't know. This guy wouldn't do shit. He's too cagey. You know what I mean? Kiss him. Yeah. This guy wouldn't do shit. None of these people do shit, by the way. But you got to be careful, too, because a lot of these dumb guys, remember I talked about the guy, like, in high school who, if you talked about his mom, he would, you know what I mean? He'd murder a teacher to defend his mom's name. To a guy, he'd murder a guy who's never met his mom. To, like, how you said my mom? Like, these guys will. The guy who, like, will kill you because you talked about it, you made a joke about sticking your dick in his daughter's mouth, even though you've never met his daughter, or you've met his daughter thousands of times and you're a family friend who's a professional comedian and you're making a joke. That is the guy who will go to the bedroom, load a gun, bring it back, and shoot it at you to protect his daughter's name. To protect his daughter, he will go to prison for, 20 to 28 years. Like, because they don't think, these guys. It's all emotion. It's all emotion. And people come up to me, other comics too, and go, that Regis Philbin video with Regis, the final answer video, that was savage. That was brutal, dude. Brutal. And it's like, no, it wasn't. It's funny. You know why it's funny? Because he made a hack joke and he got called on it. And you know what? If you're one of the comics who liked that, go back and look at that post, by the way. He hasn't taken it down in shame. Go back and find that Regis Philbin, RIP, final answer post. And if you clicked like on that, you're part of the fucking problem. This is a kid who you're enabling, okay? Clicking like on that post is akin to you telling him that's a funny joke. And you know what? It ain't. It ain't. Let's elevate it a bit, okay? And I'm not saying that that's not a joke that you can do. If you were talking to someone doing crowd work, that popped in your head and you fired back final answer real quick, okay, that's called wit, okay? You typed it out, looked at it, probably milled it around a fucking coconut for about 17 minutes before you typed it out. You probably did final answer, Regis Philbin rip, Regis Philbin rip, final answer, rip Regis Philbin. You probably workshopped it knowing you. So that's why I'm being so hard on you about it. The fact that you typed that out, thought it was gold in 2020, you, the comic that everyone around this fucking town is looking up to, fuck off. It's hack. It's shit. We all know it's shit, okay? We all do. I bet if I went around to every comic who liked that post and we asked them, like, you really think that's gold? You wrote a laughing face emoji to that. Did you laugh out loud, bro? Can we hunt down Todd Rex? Let's put a gun in this motherfucker's mouth and just be like, capital LOL. Do you stand by that with your comedy career? Do you stand by that? How quickly would people just sidestep Ty and be like, no, oh God, no, that's a horrible joke. Please come out and see me. I'm funny. I know funny, and I disavow all approval of that joke. Like I don't know, man. Like, it just, like, at some point, you guys got to stop sucking a motherfucker's dick to suck a motherfucker's dick. It's odd. It's odd that you've let him get so cocky that he's walking around the comedy community wagging his finger, and you guys all cower in fear with the like button. Fuck off. This guy's a joke. He's a hack at best, and he's got a big head about it. And he got checked a little bit. Run some social media trending stuff this week and see how his posts are down, how his attitude's down a little bit. He's pretending like he's ignored it, but you can tell the posts he's made have kind of been, aimed and pointed at things that we've said. I've got his Instagram. So deadly quiet this past week. Okay. So I want you to take a look at this. Here's one. Why you have a bruise and I love your hair. By the way, this is how simpletons talk to each other. So, of course. Thank you. And yes, it was where they injected me. Injected you? Botox? Wrestling. But Botox too, just not there. And then he writes this. This is the comment for this picture, okay? Just because I don't tell you everything doesn't mean, like, tell me who this is to. You know what I mean? Like, you're screaming at the world here. This is 2 days ago. Just because I don't tell you everything doesn't mean nothing is going on, and I'm not telling anyone. I talk about things when I want to, and if you're not a part of my close circle, don't ask me any questions until I've addressed it myself. I'm not being bitchy. This is what boundaries look like. Respect that or get lost. You're a goddamn kook. Do you understand how delusional and demented you are as a person? Let's not remember last week you wrote on your page, any questions? And sat back going to the bathroom real quick, got to vacuum and clean my apartment. So all questions will have to wait, but I'll be back to answer more. You've asked people for questions, dork. You're posting up public, private conversations. You don't give a fuck. And then you tell people like, I have boundaries. Get out of my business. By the way, here's a private conversation. Any questions? Don't ask me that. That's offensive. Get in line. If you comment me on my page, you better not click a like an emoji and type a comment. If you're going to come at me with comments, make sure it's after 8 a.m. If this guy's going to come on my comment and comment while I'm sleeping, it's like we all know when you're sleeping, you fucking cartoon. You're a fucking nut, bro. Solid nut. Anyone sticking up for you, I'm not even having it. I'm sorry. You can unfriend me. This one's great too. He just posted this, challenge accepted. And it's, a picture of him with a shower cap on and all his scars in his face, And by the way, what challenge? Who are you talking to? What challenge are you answering? I think he went on his Facebook and posted this too. He just posted like a screenshot of the Instagram and then wrote, challenge accepted. It's like, what? Like, we're all used to you talking to yourself, bro, but like, if you want us to keep up, you're going to have to lay out some more goddamn breadcrumbs. Cancel and Gretel. Look at this fucking guy. And then he does this one too. So I think he took a picture in a MAGA hat. And then somebody photoshopped the beer helmet onto it. Okay. And by the way, look at his, we've never seen his hand tattoos before, but like, can you think of like more stereotypical things that are just, vapid and worthless to get on you? He's got like the infinity symbol, you know what I mean? He's got the gender sign for male. It's like, this is like all like cool options on the wall at a tattoo place that you should never get. You know what I mean? I'm surprised there's not some Chinese writing across your chest, you dork. But again, I want you to get into the mindset. This is a week ago, so he's not been posting a lot. But a friend of his does this really poor Photoshop. He says, he posts it up and he goes, I can't tell you how much I hate my friend Ray Lee. And then he puts 3 different laughing emojis squirting all over the place. So basically, he really thinks this is a hoot. He really thinks this picture is a hoot. He's like, I posted up this photo, and then my friend Rayleigh, I hate my friend. Look what he did. And it's like, we don't care what your friend did. And by the way, I don't know Rayleigh either, but tell him to get in line to kick my ass. He's a fucking dork. This is dumb at best. These aren't things that, like, you ever notice, like, if you hang out with a comedian and you go to a comedy show, like, it's very rare that the comic will laugh a lot less than the rest of the room because they're seasoned. They've heard everything. They've seen every joke. They've seen it. They've heard it. So they don't laugh as hard or as much because it's like, oh, I heard something like that before. I knew where that was going because it's kind of a skill. This guy's been doing comedy, you know, tale as old as Ty, for 20, 30 years. You know, when was he on Comedy Central? Back when it was in standard definition with Penn Jillette doing the announcements. You know, you shouldn't think Final Answer and a bad photoshopped beer helmet are worthy of sharing with people. These aren't significant or good or funny. We ain't into it. What are you doing, bro? Next photo. Hey, fellow fags. Look at this fag. I mean, this is him saying that, you know, not me. I couldn't help myself. Laugh, 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 laugh. Time for sleep now. Again, things that a grown man shouldn't be saying. We're jaded. Right, exactly. You should be jaded. So he's just, you know, okay. So this is his Instagram. Not that exciting. His YouTube, he hasn't posted anything on since last week. And then he's been really quiet on over here on Twitter as well. We got very, very little stuff, but the things we do have are good, okay? Keep it moist, okay? This is July 31st. Keep it moist. Again, he thought this in his head. He probably said it to a couple friends. He typed it out. He thought about it. And he's like, they need to know. He's still trusting Bill Gates. It's like, do you understand? Like, so you'd be so retarded to argue politics with Ty because it's like, do you understand like a guy who's like, who thinks Bill Gates is up to something? And by the way, if you think anyone's up to something, you're out of your mind. Occam's razor. Somebody had a post. They said, like, if you hear galloping outside, think horse. Don't think unicorn. You know what I mean? That sums up America right now. You know, it's probably not a Pegasus. It's probably a horse. And it's insane to go around worrying about unicorns or, you know, ordering unicorn repellent right away. Probably not smart to do. The simplest explanation for things. So you're like, I believe that Bill Gates and other politicians are up to scams. But I think they're only doing scams that help them, you know. I don't think Bill Gates is trying to microchip me. Like, why? Oh, to sell your data. It's like, please. As if Bill Gates wants to get anything inside of you, there's a much easier way. Hashtag Ty. I'm up to something, but I can't tell you what. Secrets. I like that. Keep it going. The truth is, most people don't care about the things they pretend to. That's why I don't listen to anybody. Cool. By the way, Moesha was not an iconic black sitcom. Here's where it gets good. Hold on. If you ever hit me up to ask me what I think of another comic and I don't answer, just know I'm obeying the if you don't have anything nice to say rule. Well, guess what, Ty? You don't get to do that. You don't get to run around shitting on comics, lying about comics. You don't get to do that and then get to be quiet. And by the way, you can be quiet, but I can keep this up for a very fucking long time. We'll change. Check the bio of this show on Instagram, NL Onions. Check the bio of it. We've changed the whole format of the show. It's an anti-Ty Rivera podcast now. And that's what we're doing. So you will retreat further and further. You will keep doing podcasts that you don't tell anybody about and lock them down in a secret. You know, imagine this. Last week you were pounding your chest, putting up links to your show. Check out my new, if you guys want something to get mad about, oops, I did it again. I upset everybody. Check out this link. I probably said some stuff I shouldn't have. Oh, yeah? We can't hear you. I can't breathe. Now you're just like putting it up and not linking to it from any of your socials. It's hard. It's hard to be a comedian in the public eye and to also put up a wall and try to block people out. And guess what? We'll be outside and we will scream loud enough for you to hear through those brick dungeon walls you've built up, you son of a bitch. We haven't even started the podcast. What's funny about this is the tough talk, you know, because he says something like, if you ever hit me up to ask me what I think about another comic and I don't answer, I'm just being nice. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. You guys had to go, oh, this one's dumb. He gets into so much like basic bitch shit where you got to like skip. You got to skip like every other tweet because he'll do a promo for makeup. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, man, you're going to get a lot of referrals. People are really lining up. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Just because I don't tell you doesn't mean I'm not telling anyone. So he's going crazy here. And what I love here is that he retweets up here. So this guy Kyle like said some shit about Shane Gillis. I know this is going back, but when Shane Gillis got fired from SNL for the racist thing, this guy Kyle said stuff to distance him from Shane, and then he came out and said like, "Hey, I did this to distance in a lame attempt to shit on Shane." And then Shane Gillis goes, "Nice try, pussy," like for not standing by him. And Ty retweets that. Now, what's funny is, can you imagine Ty calling people a pussy? Here's a guy. It's been a fucking week. You're not saying a word, you know? You're not addressing this at all, but you are concerned about it. You're passively aggressively tweeting at me. Anybody would fucking say. Anybody would say there's several little pointed fucking inside things. You're running around asking friends, what does he want? What does he want? What the fuck? Like, just talk to me, dummy. You're the one who blocked me. I can't talk to you because you've blocked me, dumb. You know? What does he want? I don't know. Honesty. Here's what I want. I don't want you running around anymore, hurting comics and holding this. Oh, you're pretty much fucking Louis C.K. But the other way. You know, you lord this like air of superiority in the comedy community over people. And don't even come at me with like, oh, do you want to like compare pedigree? Like, I don't, but I'm happy to, if that's what you need to do. Some weird dick measuring contest. We'll need a third party to do it because I want it to be fair. But you know, you can't do this anymore. Not around here. And anybody who's a Vegas comic who thinks I'm being a bully or coming after me because I'm going after Ty, fuck you. He started it. He came after me. And I'm just not going to sit here and be a little soft bottom for him. You know, like everyone in this fucking town seems to do. I'm sorry. I don't know who y'all are bowing to just because he's a queen. It's weird. It's weird, man. It's funny how much shit people do have to say about him, but on the low. And I'm getting more and more people telling me things because people are starting to trust me. They know I don't come on here and blast out who says what to me. So keep it real tight. I want all the secrets. But, you're just not going to do it. You're not going to, and you can, by the way, never address it. I don't give a shit. But all the people in the Vegas community are going to know, just like I know now, what you do and what you're up to. And you're not going to walk around here lording shit over people. If Trez Mala, is that how you say his name? Because I don't want to sound dumb. Is it Trez or Trez? But if this is one of your boys, like fuck both of you in a fucking can of beans. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Oh no, the guy who thinks, aliens are coming to abduct us and block Trump's election chances. Like, this is the stuff he posts on his Stop Thinking podcast. What? Okay. Like, next, I'm flipping. I'm not even like stopping at that page on the menu at your restaurant. That's insane banana bread. Okay. So enough. We've had enough. It's just fucking kooky, man. It's so weird and cringe how we've gotten to a place where no one can talk about honest shit that's going on. But I'm going to do it. Let's get into some screenshots from his Facebook and Twitter. Here's some stuff that we've got to go over. Okay, so these are just in a random order. I don't think these have anything to do with anything. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm a selfish person. Ask any one of my exes. This did not start with you or COVID. So, again, just this sassy fuck everybody attitude. And it's like, okay. Like, by the way, I'm not saying you don't get to be this person. I'm saying you don't get to be this person. Okay? You don't get to be this person. Like, I feel like he's confused about who he is. And this actually, this theory makes a lot of sense because you go through the past 10 years of photos of this guy. It's like, what are you looking for, bro? Like, he's clearly searching for Asian roots somewhere because he's got like, the black straight hair combed down over his eyes where he's clearly trying to look Asian. Right now, this past weekend, he's dyed his hair again. He's gone like full blonde. He's tattooing his face, his neck, the most basic conflicting, religious symbols all over his body. Like, this is a weird dude who doesn't know who he is, and he's flipping through, and you might go like, well, that's mental illness and you shouldn't make fun of. Fuck that. This guy's had long enough to figure it out. He's still renting rooms and doing gigs for $50. Eat my asshole. And by the way, I'm not saying don't do a gig for $50. This guy's making a living on it while walking around acting like he's the comedy queen, royalty. Like, no, you don't get a shit on people and then need a hookup to get your AC fixed. That's two different things. By the way, I really do need that Apple hookup. if you are an Apple employee, there's a difference. You will never fucking see me strutting around acting like the goddamn cock of the comedy walk. I don't give a shit. Let me pay my bills and make a living and do some comedy. I don't really care if you or your mother don't think I'm the funniest comic. This guy cares. This guy cares. He cares what peers think. He cares what clubs think. And he's got them all manipulated, all twisted up. Like, if you're working Ty Rivera, you've been working Ty Rivera for a long time and you've kind of gotten out of the comedy business. Your finger is off the pulse. There are gay comics now with a voice. We have gay comics now with something to say, not just a gay comic. Which is what Ty's act is. Again, this is like a gay comedian first getting their feet, figuring out how to walk as a comic. That's his material. It's like, you're a whore, You fucked a lot of guys. You don't give a fuck about anybody. Yourself. It's like, this is like not good. This isn't fun. You know what I mean? Like there are good gay comics now if you want. So you don't have to just order this frozen McDonald's milkshake of a man. This is not something you should put on your show. The idea, like, how does this age any better than like shitting on any race or gender? I'm gonna fucking like, cool. The news, this is 2 months ago now. The news still talks about deadly corona like anybody really cares anymore. Just stop. Again, Ty, nobody's looking to you for you to tell us which way the wind's blowing about anything. You know, that'd be a horrible thing to turn to somebody with manic bipolar depression. You're all over the place and we're going to look to you? Fuck off. Got a bunch of friends and family on my timeline beating COVID. I'm beginning to think it isn't COVID that's dangerous. It's just a lot of people had some bitch ass friends and family. Like, there are two things here, okay? Number one, I have to believe this is a pure troll move, okay? You have to. He literally is coming on and going, bitch, if your friends or family died from COVID, it ain't because COVID's dangerous. It's because your friends and family are bitches. Weak bitch, you know what I mean? It's like, so there's two excuses. Number one, you're this tone deaf and don't know how to read a room, which, 38 years into comedy is saying something. Number two, you did this to troll because you think it's hilarious, which I think is what it is. That option, unfortunately, is even more cringe because now you're showing your datedness again. You're showing how out of it you are. I'm challenging you right now, Ty Rivera. I don't think you know what funny is. And this will be an unpopular opinion. A lot of people like Ty. A lot of people love Ty. They think he's fucking great. They're like, you don't think Ty's fucking good? Look, I've seen him a lot, and I think I started this whole thing saying Ty's funny. If he thinks this is like a crazy gotcha thing to do, I have to question. Like, I can't even, like, it's so dumb that it's, do you know what I mean? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for that follow. That means so much coming from Astral Jacks. Got a bunch of people on my timeline beating Corona. So if you're not beating it, you're a bit. It's like, either way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is up there with Rip Regis. Tonight, oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. We're getting to the podcast. We're getting to the good stuff. I've got a lot of stuff coming in. Holy shit. Oh, we have some stuff coming in. I just found out Trey's Mala is a fucking Hoover Dam bus tour driver. I'm not a real comic.
Smoke weed every day.
Got him. Okay. I'm not even going to try. Holy shit. That's probably why he's not watching this show. He's got a tour. Never, ever again. And please, what are you going to do when you see these guys? I hope you do. I hope you fuck up and come and swing on me. Good. Fucking, like, these guys are dumb, they will. This guy will wait for me in a parking lot with a knife. His name is Trays. Is that just what you carry at work? Trays. Got him. That's his comedy his comedy class is called Rule of Trays. Oh, man, it's pouring in the tips. Tonight I go to headline an amazing show. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Got a little sidetracked when I found out he's a bus tour operator. Okay. By all means, what makes you, do you understand? I'm not even shitting on a guy for being a part-time comic. Literally by definition, you are not like a full-time pro comic and you are talking shit about people. Like what gives, I want to know what in your head makes you think when you get home from your 8 or 10 hour day of gabbing into a fucking CB radio to a double-decker bus full of geriatric Minnesotans who wanted to see the Hoover Dam. I would love to know then where you get the fucking temerity to come on Facebook and be like, oh, Patrick Melton, not even a real comic. It's like in between what breaks are you posting that, you fucking nudge? Like what? Like what? Oh my Lord. It's like using the fucking break room computer on your Toys R Us shift to tell people how it is. What? So I got Ty and Trays, T squared, Terminator 2, telling everybody how it is. Ta-ta for now, Ty and Trays. Get the fuck out of here. A fucking Hoover bus is not a real comic. Okay. I gotta go back to this. Hold on. Okay, so he posts. Tonight I got to headline an amazing show. There was no place to set up or I would have put it on live. But next time, just imagine it going really great and now you've had the experience. Anyway, big thanks to Rob Northrop. Okay. So let me skip through here because this one where he says Netflix hasn't been good for a long time now. Again, like, think before you post. I'm sure Trace thought it was great. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, can I use that on the fucking Hoover bus tour? Nah, man, that's mine. I wrote that. Oh, cool. Still trust Bill Gates. It's like, can you imagine? And again, I think he thinks that's a good troll, but it's like, I trust Bill Gates more than you. You know what I mean? Like, he has spent billions of dollars trying to eradicate viruses and provide clean water to parts of Africa for decades now. So, I mean, yeah, like when it comes to like vaccinations and, some sort of immunity in like a herd or community setting. Yeah, yes, I trust Bill Gates more than you. It's like, but he was on the plane with the miners in Epstein. It's like, again, do I put it past Bill Gates to try to get young pussy? No, I don't. Do I think that has any effect on him wanting to get a vaccine? Well, I saw an interview where he admitted that a vaccine would be very profitable for him. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, he is a businessman and he does want to make money. It's like, do you want the guy who's over in the corner going like, no, we're AstraZeneca and we're making a vaccine where we don't charge anything at all? No, over here at Gilead Pharmaceuticals, we believe profit is, antithema to what, it's really not even on our radar. It's not what we're going for in any sense. Like, still trust Bill Gates. It's like, what a dork. Can you imagine? So this Trey's guy like does a podcast called Think Stoppin' or Stop Thinking, whatever it is, like something like that. And apparently, like, he, I guess, was trying to ride Sam Tripoli's coattails for a while with this whole conspiracy train. You know what I mean? It's like, It's like, oh, okay. Like, it all makes sense when you hear something like that. It's like, oh, no, he got in with Sam Tripoli, so he's trying to get in with that. It's like, oh, okay, okay. And please drag Sam Tripoli into this. Please. You know, I want Trays to run to Sam Tripoli and be like, do you know this Patrick Melton guy? Because he said that I'm not funny. Anyway, I gotta go. I got a busload of people to give ham and cheese sandwiches out to. Please bring Sam in. I haven't seen Sam in a while. It would be great to catch up since we've been doing podcasting together since before you knew you wanted to be funny. Here's his other. Okay. He wrote that. You remember? So he had the one post where he's like, just because I'm not talking to you doesn't mean I'm not talking to anyone. My business is my business. Okay. Like, don't ask me about the scar under my eye until I'm ready to talk about it. It's like, okay. And then he has something like this where he's like, I decided to go and discreetly get pumped and a spot under my eye says, nope, I'm going to bruise. So everybody has to ask me about it. So this is like, just go into the circular logic loop that is this guy's brain. He's like, I'm not going to put makeup over this scar. You know, by the way, thanks to that, it's not like we all had to eat today. You know, I'm not going to put makeup on this scar. Like, okay. And people are I'm going to make people ask me about it because it looked awful. And then when they ask me about it, I'll be like, fuck off. You don't get to come and ask me personal things until I'm ready. Meanwhile, he's over on Facebook. Any questions? I'll be taking them all today, but don't come at me with this emoji. It's like, what are you, like, what a weird protocol. Not since the soup Nazi have you had to fucking walk in a certain way, order a certain way, phrase things a certain way. You know, Thai syntax has to be so difficult to learn. Imagine being this guy's friend in real life. This is probably why this Trays guy gets along with him so much. You're constantly spewing out conspiracy theory bullshit to you know, he's not even listening because he's looking in a mirror going like, should I leave the Botox or should I leave this car? Like, make him ask. It's like, you guys are perfect for each other because it's just two fucking speak and says yelling at each other. The horse goes. Next slide. Tonight, imagine this in 2020. Imagine it. Like, again, I'm sorry, you don't get to be like, this is open micro level behavior. And if you're a younger comic or a newer comic and you all looked up to Ty before you saw these videos, let this be a lesson. Less is more. We don't need all the things. We don't need to know everything about what you're up to. It's not great. You know what I mean? Like, I just find it really cringe. Tonight, I played Cards Against Humanity for the first time. We don't need to know. Now I see what all these white people have been talking about. And he writes, white people. It is super fun. By the way, I may have misspelled white people, but I don't plan to keep using it. So, and it's like, I've just never been more fucking nonplussed. So here's the show he was talking about. This is what I wanted to get to. So this is a flyer. COVID Comedy Showcased. August 1st. Open bar starts at 8 p.m. Show 9 p.m. 7 pandemic surviving comedians. Okay. Minimum $15 donation per guest. All proceeds go to comics. Venmo in advance to reserve your seat. Make comedy great again. Okay. Now, I don't know who's behind this. I don't care. This is why people... I think comedy is important. I think laughs are important. Entertainment is important. Artists are important. And this stuff is important. Nobody needs to see you in a living room do 10 minutes of comedy. They just don't. Like, I don't know what everyone's doing. Like, but I'm also done like evangelizing. I don't give a fuck. Go do your living room show. Like that is fine. Like whatever. But let's step in to the Ty Rivera distortion field, shall we? This is going to be fun. So there's this show. Apparently Ty's supposed to do 10 minutes of this show. How do I know all this? We have spies. He shows up at this house party carrying a tripod. He brings a tripod to a house party. So this is a guy, and maybe this is how Ty rolls. I don't know. We haven't been paying attention long enough, and we haven't had a reason to care before. But I think this is kind of a Ty guy that records every set. You know what I mean? And not just audio, video. And he seems to be getting into doing Facebook Live. There was plenty of room at this party for him to put this tripod up. There was plenty of room to film this set. This is a house. There are ledges. There are things and places to set a camera on. You're lying. We started getting information and photos from this party. We were putting them on our Instagram story, NL Onions. If you're not following it, you're missing it out. If you're only on the Facebook group or on the Facebook page, you're missing out. There's two things. Get on them both. Facebook page has stories. The Facebook group has all the inside gossip and the secrets. Okay? So get on our Instagram though, because I'm just going crazy with the stories over there. It is a mental meltdown of a man, and most of it is nonsense. But you will learn some things about people. I start posting pictures of Ty, so now Ty knows. Ty's getting word. Ty has people listening to this show. He won't go on our Instagram and watch the stories, but I see who's watching the stories, and I know they're reporting back to Ty. Ty's going, what does he want? What does he want? I want you to be a changed man. I'm the goddamn ghost of Christmas future. Okay? And it ain't going to be like the past. You're not a cute little boy anymore. You're becoming an elderly gentleman, and we don't want to put you in a comedy home, but we will. And if I have to get all the other comics who used to respect you to shovel dirt over your goddamn comedy carcass, I will. I got nothing going on. Looks like my whole 2021 might be canceled. I'll be right behind this desk or a better desk when we set up the new studio at the new Shea Melton. And we're going to have nothing but Ty time. Ty is on my side. Yeah. It just, it's got to stop. He shows up with this tripod and then doesn't film his set. Because I said, I can't wait to see this set. I got to see the set. 10 minutes. Imagine, and this might not mean to anybody who's not a comedian, but imagine bringing out a tripod to film 10 minutes of a pandemic. He had a girl comment on his video from the other night, the one that Josh Denny jizzed all over. That is you know what I mean? This isn't being tough on Ty. It's 20 minutes of filler dog shit. Literally, it's him going like, remember when we all ran out of toilet paper? Y'all crazy. It's like, that's not a joke. But he gets 2 minutes out of that because he does it with a lisp and then, fingers his studded belt. It's like, okay. Ty Rivera. Yeah. Ty Rivera. Can you just fucking imagine? So he goes up. The set does not go well. We heard about it. It didn't go well. And then he writes, oh, guys, just crushed at this thing, but couldn't do there was nowhere to put the camera. It's like, can you imagine? And then we heard he was going through Facebook friends, approving people at this party. Picture this guy. Is it coming together? This guy doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. He came up doing comedy probably in the early 2000s, late 90s. I'm not sure. But at a time where it was brave. This is before Ellen could step foot on a stage admitting she was gay. He comes out, he's doing comedy, he's gay, he's sassy, he's telling it like it is. He comes up in Arizona, he's in red states, he's saying all the things he's been brought up with, like the Trump rhetoric, the Republican rhetoric, the freedom, the guns, the not giving a fuck about anybody, the government is holding us down, small government, all this rah Republican bullshit, but he's Mexican. And he's gay. So it's crazy. Like 15 years ago, this was crazy. And then like you could see a show with him and feel like you'd really come together with the other side. Like, I spent time with a gay guy. We shared a beer. Meanwhile, Ty in his head hates everybody. He's sitting there going like, these rednecks are disgusting. This fat guy. Like every once in a while, there'd be a guy who'd want to fuck in the crowd, but that's it. Like he has no respect or regard for anybody. And he's getting these laughs from this place of guilt, from this this is not a legit place. It's such a curve. And then you come 15 years through that. And like, imagine all these little clubs, you know what I mean? The Laugh Stop and all these little shit boxes. It's like, and I don't even know where that is. That's what they're always named, the Chuckle Bucket. And it's like, they've all been working him for 15 years. Some of them he's still not even headlining. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Meanwhile, he comes back to Vegas and all you guys are trembling and kissing his ass. All these posting. I swear to God, if you clicked like on his post when it said final answer for Regis, unfriend me now. Your sense of humor receptor is broken. I will unfriend him. Then I won't even notice. I don't give a fuck. The minute I notice someone unfriending me on Facebook, I always love when I find out something like that happened. I'm just like, oh my God. Who knew they were so out of it? So I'm pretty sure the video lags behind my voice. Can I get a confirmation of that in the chat? I'm pretty sure I speak. The video lags half a second. And I think if you watch it enough, it syncs up and feels right, but I'm watching it and I've noticed this editing the past couple of shows. Since something happened and I've reconfigured something, we're having a sync issue and it's not making me a happy boy. Yeah. True. So this is what's happening en masse. Ty is building up walls around what he does. He blocks out anyone who has any sort of a dissenting opinion. And inside his bubble, he's the shit. Inside his bubble, he makes the rules and he calls the shots. Don't comment on this and don't do that. If you're going to come around here, I'll tell you how it is. And I don't give a fuck. I'm a sassy man. Meanwhile, his world is crumbling. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, no one who's watched this, by the way, if you're just watching this one and catching up with the Ty stuff, you've got to go back. You've got to go back to a show called Shade. What was that? What was the Shade show? Something Shade. Cryptic Shade. And then you got to watch last week's Unbothered. We're almost 2 hours into this, and we haven't even started his podcast this week. So let that just sink in for a second of what we're doing, where we're going with this. I need you to know that this is not the guy he's portrayed, and that he wants you to think he is. It's imperative for me that you know that. Oh God. I might die. I think I've been poisoned by Ty. So no video of this show going up. Real quiet. He does a podcast. He's not promoting it. He's blocked me on everything. He's asking, what do I want? He's asking, what am I up to? I'm not up to anything. And I would like people to keep an eye on Ty's schedule. And I would like you to please inform me of upcoming shows, I will be taking my own health at risk to go out to a show. I just want to go to a show, wear a mask the whole time, and stare at him. You know, while my beard just pokes out around it, like where the wild things are. I like all these guys can't live in a. These are like Facebook guys. You know what I mean? They can't do it in the real world. They just can't. Like, how are you not? Like, how are you not? You know, like, please let me know where Ty's gonna be. We'll find out where he gets his. That would be intimidating for me. What if Ty was there? No, but he's no, but he's running around the internet wagging his finger at people. So I'm just gonna show up and see what the problem is. You know what I mean? I want you to know that I'm there. And by the way, don't people are saying, I only want comics involved in this. Comics, you can send me covert pictures and video of other comics. I don't want anybody going out like taping Ty Rivera secretly. I think that's shitty. Comics can do it. Masked Patrick staring. Yeah, it would be intimidating. Get ready for it. I would frighten most children. I'll have to get my mask to do it. I don't think this is intimidating enough. I didn't really have it on in a scary way, though. Yeah, I don't know, man. So then I guess Ty posted on his page that somebody in his family got COVID and died from it, which is, again, like, it's probably not even real. It's probably a troll, because he posted the thing like, if somebody in your family dies from COVID, like, it wouldn't be, you know, beyond him sitting over there just to be like, oh my God, he thinks I have a family member. Oh, he's saying all this fake stuff. It's like, okay, I will still stand by it. I stand by it completely, 100%. Okay, look. I've got to piss because we've done almost 2 hours here and we haven't even started the podcast. We do have the podcast to dive into, but I got to air out this room a little bit. It's getting late in here and it's already getting hot. Let me get some cold air flowing in here. We'll take a little break. We'll do a little music. Everybody get yourself a beverage. If you're a comic, if you're in Vegas, do me a favor. Reach out to 2 or 3 other Vegas comics, okay? And you have them come to the stream. Come to the Twitch. If they're not doing anything, this is about the time comics are waking up. Bring them on over. Have them come on over. We're going to be talking Ty, okay? So we're all going to listen to Ty's podcast together. I want to bring the whole Vegas community together for that. Let's listen to Ty's podcast. Just a humble Arizona redneck girl. Don't make fun of my room farts. That, you know, I do draw the line when you say stuff like that. So please fucking that, you know, that's fucking, if you're going to fuck, oh, fucking. Okay, take 2. We'll see you soon.
Oh, shit. What's going on here? No, I don't know, because this is all very confusing. Patrick, the Asperger faggot retard.
This fucking rules.
All right, motherfucker? It's that bitch out there.
This fucking rules.
It's an organized fucking gang of fucking jerk-offs.
This fucking rules.
These guys are a bunch of homosexuals. Hey, douchebag. We give it to Sicilian style. Bend over and fuck each other. Faggot. Faggot. Douchebag. Faggot. Faggot. Oh, shit. He's from the band. Nobody likes pussy. My show's about fun, faggot. Stick it up your ass. Fuck you and your onion. He has Asperger's. He's one of the scumbags. He's got probably fucking AIDS or something. I'm gonna stick my cock down your fucking throat. I'm gonna call you onion boy. It's about not being politically correct. Fuck your mother and fuck your sister. Now I got a hard on. Participation. Let's talk about jerking off. I'll make you my bitch. Joe, oh Joe, give me a blowjob. Nobody has heard of this faggot. Little faggot and go you little fucking coward chicken shit motherfuckers. I know you're a faggot. I don't give a fuck. Before I fuck you in the ass with my big cock, I don't give a fuck. I can fucking take it. Plentyoffaggots.com. Why don't I hand my cock in your fucking mouth, you fucking degenerate? Wait, shut up. Oh shit. Faggot. They started it. And I'm gonna fucking end it.
This fucking rules.
These guys are a bunch of homosexuals. I can say whatever the fuck I want. I'll curse as much as I fucking want, douchebag. I'll make you my bitch. Because I want to fuck him in the ass. Oh yeah, listen, I got a new name for you. Oh, it's some fucking cunt that has a dirty pussy. No faggot that takes it up the ass. Dude, my cock can be further up your ass. They're from a terrorist group called NobodyLikesPussy.com. You know how much you love me. So you guys better start treating me with respect. Too bad. Fuck you. They all like to take it up the ass. You're a fucking cunt.
This fucking rules.
No, they're very obnoxious, actually.
It's probably a trans testicle.
Yeah,
are you a trans testicle or are you a cunt?
First of all, you guys are contradicting yourselves. All these fucking people got like big fucking dildos in their mouths, and you can't understand none of what they're saying. These are homosexuals, deviants that play with little boys and little girls. Mostly little boys because they're homosexual. And then the girls that whatever bitch we heard out there, she probably plays with little girls. Fuck you and your onion.
This fucking rules.
As a matter of fact, you can all go fuck yourselves and die of fucking AIDS. Are you guys gonna get together and ramrod each other up the ass?
God, it sounds like assholes, huh?
Yeah. What's up, yo? You're gay. Your sister is borderline retarded. You think I'm stupid? This is my life. My show is about nobody likes onions, effication. I mean, you know, don't make me fuck you. Don't get AIDS. Get a life. First of all, grow the fuck up. I am a very highly intelligent guy with a slight speech impediment. I think that's the only thing that you guys can use against me. I have a slight speech impediment. Other than that, I am a winner. I need to know if you're a douchebag, scumbag, asswipe, take it up the ass. I'm a fighter. Now I'm the real deal. I'm gonna make you suffer. Just protect that ass. They all like to take it up the ass. You like to take a hot salami up your fucking ass. You know what I mean? Just protect that ass and don't get AIDS, okay? Because that AIDS will cut your life down to nothing, okay? Seriously. Your boyfriends are way out of line.
God, it sounds like assholes, huh? We got him.
It's the thrill of one more kill.
Wow.
Last one to bow.
Just epic, everybody. He's out of his mind. Please keep it going.
Patrick Milton is being charged with cyberbullying and crimes against humanity. Patrick, the Asperger faggot retard.
Wow. This fucking rules.
Well, listen, Patrick is a faggot. His boyfriend is another homosexual that likes to get tied up by Patrick. Patrick and his boyfriend like to tie each other up and stick fucking toothpicks up each other's ass.
Crazy mug fucking Joe.
And I know Patrick's got lots of money out there.
Thank you. Just epic, everybody.
I don't give a fuck. The show shows, but the jury's still out. Stop fucking around with the bullshit.
Wow.
Be a little faggot and go, you little fucking cow chicken shit motherfuckers.
This is awesome. We got him. He's out of his mind. Please keep it going.
Fuck you and your onion.
Thank you. Good night.
Oh, just as the unexpected window. They always watch when he does a show. He tends to make fun of the tune, even if they want to produce.
All Joe's fans are onions, as we know. They always watch when he does a show. He tends to make fun of the Jews, even if they want to produce. Welcome to the show. It shows that he's not started yet because of them jerks, the onions. Joe says we fuck a guy named Patrick and we're obnoxious in a gang of gay fucks. You're loving on the out of it in front of you. You're texting on the periscope that ain't you. He's thinking how he got back after he deleted you. But after all he said, he gets pissed. All Joe's fans are onions, don't you know? Wait for Joe to start to do his show. Your microphone with the gain all construed. The feedback will surely deafen you. You don't deal with audiences very well. He says that the onions have a certain smell. Yeah, he's paranoid, and not to mention they're all out to hurt and get him. You're loving on the freak show sitting in front of you. Joe'll have some weird thing to say about you. You'll think how he get here an audience of 0. But after all we said, he's out of it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hi. Thanks for being a part of our waiting list.
All Joe's fans are onions, this we know. They always watch when he does a show. He hates Steve Curran the most. His survival skills he loves to boast. All Joe's fans are onions, this we know.
Oh, shit.
They always watch when he does a show.
Oh, shit.
All Joe's fans are onions, this we know.
Oh, shit.
They always watch when he does a show. He says CD 128K, but it doesn't really sound that way. This out of it has really lost our trust. It looks like he might join all of us.
If you are joining us live, we're going to be going over Ty Rivera's podcast right now. If you're listening on the recording, this is where we lose you, and we're going to go to overdose only mode. You have to have an overdose if you want to hear the rest of this show, unless you caught it live, which is all more of a reason to go on our Twitch and subscribe. Nobody Likes Onions on Twitch. Catch the live shows, get all the stuff. Otherwise, join the overdose, $10 a month. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. Head on over there now. Get access to all of our back catalog. Thousands of shows, thousands of hours, video, audio, all the stuff back to 2005, and you can have it for just $10 a month. And you help keep the lights on around here, because God knows I need a lot of iced coffee to get through this shit. The amount of money we're making off Ty Rivera and his content, I can't thank you enough. So head on over, support the show, get on that overdose train now. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. If you're watching live, the second half of the show starts now.